2nd of March, Rabbi Furst, Mishna Berura.
Okay, good morning again. Rabbi Stover first, as Lou said, it's Shiva Samanafshi here in Shalim Care of Zoom. This is our second Shiva, really Mr. Berura Hilchos Purim. We're in a tough race Sadi base. Today, let's start with Siv base and tough race Sadi base, Siv base. Have it there. Would you like to read?
Okay, let's see. Sif bait. Let me just. Okay, and it's bait. Okay, so it says, "Ein la suach be'od shekorino ta." Okay, so I guess that means there should be no discussion during the reading of the Megillah.
Right. No conversation during the reading of the Megillah.
So is it a requirement to hear each word then?
Yes, most definitely.
Oh, okay. Very
Very
good. Okay. Oh, that's the end of it.
Yeah, it's very short, right? Let's take a look at the Mishnah Berura and Sifkat and Tad.
Okay. So it says, Ein la suach be'od shekorino ta. Hainu, ben hashomea uvein hakore asur lahem lasuach lehatchila. So between the listening and the reading, it's forbidden for them to discuss.
Whether it's the reader, whether it's the listeners or the readers, it's also for them to speak.
Oh, it's whether the listener or the reader. Okay.
Yeah.
I see. Vafilu b'divrei Torah, and even words of Torah. U'inyan di'avad yesh chiluk dehashomea im sach be'et hakriya lo yatsa afilu im chisar. What's that? U'inyan.
L'shemoya teva achas. This is what you said. Right? Right.
Oh, so it says if the listener
there's a distinction between the listener and the reader b'diavad if they spoke out. If one of the listeners spoke out, right? He misses hearing one word. He's not yours.
oh. Okay. Okay, let's see. He's not yotze afilu. Okay. Afilu chiser lishmoa teva had even one. Teva is a word, right? Okay. Dehalo shma'a kula aval hakore yatsa. So what? Even if all of them didn't listen or hear, but the one that reads is Yotze. He fulfilled his obligation.
Right, because the one that didn't listen to the whole thing, but the one who was reading, he read everything. So the one who was reading is okay, but the one who's listening didn't listen to everything, so he's not Yotze.
Okay. Ulefamim afilu hatchila mutar. And sometimes.
This is in terms of the reader. Sometimes for the reader to speak out, even in that, sometimes it might even be mutter for him to speak out.
Oh, okay. Okay. Here's an example now. Kigon lishol ben haprakim ibnei hakavod kemo le'inyan kriyat shema b'siman samik vav.
Right.
You can talk. Talk out.
Sometimes it might even be permissible, even ideally, to speak out. In order that he wants to show, meaning if let's say someone comes in that he's obligated to respect, let's say maybe his father comes in, right? It's disrespectful for his father to come in and not to greet his father. So bein prakim, if his father comes in or his rebbe comes in, it's even l'katchila that he, the one who's reading, should interrupt and say, give them a greeting, say shalom aleichem to them. Be disrespectful, not to greet them.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Very, very interesting. Okay. V'chol ze le'inyan sicha be'emtza kriya, aval imsach ben habracha l'tchila hakriya ben hashomea uben hakore ifsid habracha v'chein ben hakriya l'sof habracha libracha gam kain asur lahavsik.
Right. This is all in the middle of the reading, right? But if a person would speak out between the bracha that was said at the beginning of the reading of the Megillah, right? Whether it's the one who's listening, whether it's the one who's reading, if said a bracha, the bracha is now null and void. The bracha is a velatala, and they have to say the bracha and start the Megillah immediately upon the completion of the bracha.
Wow. But that isn't that the case of any bracha?
Yeah, in general, most cases, unless it happens to do, the only time you could possibly interrupt with speaking between the end of the bracha and the beginning of the mitzvah you have to do is if it's for some reason relevant to the bracha you want to fulfill.
Ah.
For example,
like you start hamotzi and you forgot the salt or something, maybe.
Yeah, that's classical example. Let's say a person he just made a bracha on tilas lulav, and he realizes that the esrog, he forgot to get the esrog. So he says to his son, bring the esrog. We got the esrog in the car.
Okay, well, that's another good example.
Yeah. Oh, and even at the end, even it's at the end of the bracha, meaning again we learned that you're supposed to at the end of the Kriyas Megillah, the Megillah that you were reading from should be re-rolled, right, and then make a bracha only after the Megillah is re-rolled at the end of the Kriyas Megillah, and so you should be careful not to talk during that few minutes time it takes to roll up the Megillah and to make the bracha.
Oh.
Okay. So let's see. Let me just say Gimel. Gimel. Yeah, let's see Gimel.
Okay, so Gimel. Afal P Sheyatzar Kvar V'ech Lehotzi Et Acher Yidei Chovato. Okay, so even if one is already Yotze with the bracha, no, Yotze.
They fulfilled their obligation. I mean, they heard the Megillah already, even though that a person has fulfilled his obligation already.
Okay.
All right, so yes, you still can make the bracha to moitzi somebody else. See the Mishna here.
So that's the same thing with Torah reading too, isn't it? Like I know a person reads Torah on Shabbat at two different shuls.
Right.
So
yeah,
I guess it would be similar.
Good, that's correct. That's right. Okay, let's see Sivkat and Yud in the Mishna.
Okay, so it says Afal Pi Sheyatza Kevar Mevarech B'Kulei. B'chol shechein diyachol lahotziam b'kriya afal pi sheyatza kevar. Okay.
right?
Basically, it's saying what the Mishna said here.
Let's see. What
Uh,
the Koshki and Yokolo, he's adding, the Macabre is talking about making the bracha. The person
Oh,
who's
okay.
considered, he can make the bracha with somebody else. He says, Koshki and Yokolo in the Kriya. Even more so, he can do the Kriya itself also.
Oh, okay.
It could be the Macabre could be talking about a case. For example, let's say I have two people. One's going to make the brachas and one's going to read. Okay. So
Right.
the person's making the brachas, he already heard the Megillah, he was Yotzi already, right? So even though he was Yotzi already, he can still go ahead and make the brachas, right, to be Motzi other people, even though he's not going to read the Megillah. We learned that two people can make the one making the brachas and one read the Megillah. So here we're simply saying that whether, irregardless of whether or not he's reading or making the bracha, if he can make the brachas for the person who hasn't heard, even though he heard himself, then even more so, the Mishnah is saying he could actually do the reading, even though he's read before.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because it's interesting. In our community, Highland Park, Edison, there would be in the high holidays, people would walk to the hospitals to blow shofar for patients.
Sure, right, of course.
And that's done multiple times, obviously. So
yeah, true enough.
Okay, so it says Umikol makom yesh poskim shesovrim le'inyan bracha im yodim be'atzman levarech.
Right, even if a person knows, right, that's another chiddush, right? That mikol makom, nevertheless, yesh poskim sovrim le'inyan bracha in terms of the bracha. Right? Right? If the person you're making the reading and the bracha for knows how to make the brachas, it's better if the person who has not heard the Megillah, make the brachas, and not the person who heard the brachas already.
Oh, okay. So it's better for him.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, let's see where I left off. So okay, Uminhag haolam lahakel hotzian b'chol gavne v'ayin le'el siman tafkuf pei hey b'mishnah Berura seif katan hey.
That's the reference that if they themselves know how to make the bracha, it's better that the people who are being yotzi for the first time, they should make their own bracha. Nevertheless, the minute of the oiling, the common accepted custom is that people make their brachas even if they have been yotzi already, as you can see in Tapkut Pei over there in Mr. Berura.
Oh, okay. So when a person, okay, so that means like the person who reads Megillah at night,
Yeah,
would say the bracha, and in the morning, which is really in the Jewish calendar the same day, doing it all over again. So that means he would fulfill his obligation, I guess. Okay.
yeah, that's right. I mean, they're two, actually, the nighttime and the daytime are two separate obligations.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, two separate obligations, nighttime and day.
Is that like the Rambam codifies that, or?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
Okay, I didn't realize that. Okay, very good. Lahotzi et acher yidei chovato. Okay, to fulfill someone else's obligation. V'yikra ena l'nashi. Oh, this is another point. L'nashim achar sheyatsa mi beit haKnesset the mitzvah sheyetze ve'atzmo b'kriyat hatzibur.
Yeah, so you see here that you have people who want to be Yotzi, and when you're going to read for the Kirin and Nashim, Yotzi Mibei Knesset. So after the, let's say the men's minion finishes, so now you want to have a reading for the women after they come out of the Beit Knesset. The mitzvah Yetze Ba'atzmo B'Rishus Tzibor, because the one who's reading was obviously being Yotzi with his listening to the Megillah at the time of his minyan, his regular minyan. He was Yotzi the mitzvah.
Okay.
It says, right? Also Kriya, Shapir Dami that says, Achakak, Kriya Sibur. Right?
So what's that? Since he doesn't fulfill it with the reading?
Well, that's if he's mechaven not to be Yotzi, right? If he's
Mekavim.
mechaven Shalol, it says also Kriya. If he's mechaven, if he intends not to be fulfilling his obligation with the reading of the Megillah in the men's minyan, Shapardam, it's even better. Let's say it's even better that he's going to have the intention to be Yotzi when the Kriya of the Tzibur is taking place. This could be, I think this is talking about when he's going to be reading for the women before his minyan, before the regular minyan. It's going to be a Kriyas Megillah for the women at an earlier time than the men's minyan is going to have a Kriya.
Oh, okay. So it's actually better. Okay. Say the bracha at the men's. Okay.
Okay. And when he makes a bracha for the women, it's good that he should make the bracha to the Shomea Megillah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So yesh poskim shesovim the ishaina chayavet b'kriya rak lishmoa.
Because there are opinions that the women are not obligated in reading; they're only obligated in listening to the Megillah.
Ah, okay. Okay, so let's see, we're up to Dalit, I guess.
You're right, Dalit. I'm just thinking 1 minute. Maybe we'll skip this halacha. I guess we can do it. Yeah, Dalit.
This is about someone who's an anus.
Right. Now, this is talking about the situation, because usually, except for Yerushalayim and a few other places, the Kriyas Megillah takes place right after Tainus Esther. So people have to daven Ma'ariv, and then you have Kriyas Megillah, and then you have you have to break the fast, right? And the question is here, we're talking about a person who's will be difficult for him to break to wait and fast all the way through the Kriyas Megillah. What's he supposed to do?
Oh, okay. So it says, let's see, Mishahu anus kitzat ve'eino yachol le'knesset. We can't walk to the shul. Ditzarich lahamtim ad achar shekaru hakahal כאשר עליו להישב בתענית כל כך, יכול לשמוע קריאתה מבעוד יום, מפלג המנחה ומעלה. Okay, so he walked to shul, and
Go ahead.
he needs to wait until after they read, the congregation reads Shekaru.
Yeah, let's say let's say in town there's only one person that can read the Megillah, right?
Uh-huh.
And so this person can't come to shul. Whatever reason is, he can't come to shul, right? So he is going to have to wait. He's not he can't come to shul. And he's going to have to wait to hear the Megillah after the old seaboard hears their Kriyas Megillah. Kashalav, Liyeshi B'Tainis, Kokach. And it's difficult for him to sit so long in a Tainis. Not supposed to eat when Mr. Brewer, you're not supposed to eat before listening to the Megillah. Right?
Mhm. Right. Okay.
So, Yochel is a chiddush, a very big chiddush in the Mechaber here. Yochel is able to
Yachol Yishmo Kriya during the day. You plug mincha and on.
right. Even during
Plug
even,
mincha is like,
even though it's the 13th, it's the 13th, right?
right, right.
It's not Yudali. He's supposed to hear the Megillah on Yudalit at night after the Tainus is over, but he can't wait. So therefore, he's able from Plag Mincha to hear it from Yud on Yud Gimel from Plag Mincha onward.
Okay, which is about, could be up anywhere from an hour to 25 minutes before Shkia.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, very interesting. Okay, should we do the
Yeah, you can do the Haggadah.
Haggadah? Aval asur le'echol kodem hamegillah afilu hatanit kasher alav. Oh boy, he's strict about this.
Yeah.
He says
Can't eat anything.
Yeah.
Can't eat anything before the listening to the Megillah. All right.
Wow.
We'll see. There'll be a lot of discussion in Mr. Brewer about these points. Let's start. We're not going to finish it all. Let's start.
Okay, let's see. So, Dalit, you bet. It's our team. Rotelo Mar sheyavo echad likro lefanav shemikodem asur leechol kimo leinyan kriyat shema le'el b'siman reish lamed hey. Oh, it's interesting.
Go ahead.
Okay, so that is to say that one comes to read before, okay, but before it's still forbidden to eat.
Yeah, so that's what the same thing as the Ramah is saying. They're all agreeing that it's forbidden to eat, right? Because look, again, he can't eat because it's a tinus, and
Right.
After the tinus ends, meaning it say shkia, so now he can't eat because he has to listen to the Megillah. So he's caught this way and that way. Either way, he can't.
Okay, and he compares it to the idea of Kriya Shema, also in the morning.
Yeah, right. You're not supposed to eat before Kriya.
Okay, good. Yud Gimel. Reply Hamincha Umala. Dehu Sha'ah Urivi'ah Kodem Halayla. Okay, so that's an hour and a quarter before nightfall.
Right.
Okay. V'hatam de kevan de chashvinan le laila le'inyan tefilat arvit she'achol lehipalel b'zmanahu hashvinan le laila gam le'inyan hazeh. Okay. so what's that? The K1. It's an hour and 15 minutes before, and the reason, since Hashvinan,
That let's see, what's Plaga Mincha and onward? That's an hour and a quarter before night. But Tom, what's the reason? Came the Hashvinan, we make a reckoning that Laila le'inyu tfilas arvis local spal bismanazem. Meaning, at the Plaga Mincha, you can daven myri. Hashvinan Laila, I mean, you make it, you consider it to be nighttime for the Megillah as well, since theoretically you could daven Ma'ariv at this time. You can see it's considered to be the time for the reading of the Megillah as well.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay, so aval asur lechol, so it's forbidden to eat. Magen Avraham shemaspik the davka achila asur aval te'ima b'alma share. Let's see. The Alkain Tov Yoter Lahakel Leish Hazeh Sheit Om Kodem Kriyah Megillah below Lahakel Ikro Mikplag Mincha Umala. Okay, that's a it's what forbidden to eat in general, but Te'ima Ba'ama.
Even just have a snack. It's just normally you can have a snack. It's only a meal which really is going to be forbidden. But here in this case, they're extra strict not to even have a snack.
Okay, before the reading. Okay. Right, they're not okay, they're not lenient about this. Okay. The Pri Chadash Kara Tigar al Kula Zo Vidato Dekodem Tzeta Chochavim Eino Yotze Klal Afilu Diavad. Let's see, V'chein Mashma Da'at Hagra V'veiro. Well, the Gra agrees with him. Okay.
Okay.
The Pri Chadash says he could read Kara Tigar.
No, Tigar means I'll call his Tigar. He argues vehemently on this
Who argues?
Yeah, Tigar. He argues vehemently on this leniency.
Okay, so and he's saying then that you have to wait to the coming out of the stars, because otherwise you're not Yotze.
Right.
And this opinion, the Gra also agrees with.
Right.
Okay.
All right, let's stop here. It's a big Mishna after this. We're in the middle. All right. Good, we'll stop here and I'm not going to rush through this. Fine.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Good reading. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, very
Appreciate
good.
your help.
I will confirm to everybody.
Yeah, very good. Thank
Okay,
you.
Freilich and Purim.
All right. We'll hope to see you all tomorrow. Possible.
Amen.
Well.
Okay.